Did you know that in Project Zomboid, if you park your car on the driver's side, you can actually go to sleep and wake up unharmed? This can be especially useful when you need to make a quick stop and get some rest. I'm going to be going over 10 more tips just like that, so stick around if you want to see more. The trait system can be a little confusing when you first start in Zomboid. I know I was confused by it a little bit. The way I kind of think of it is you're basically picking negative traits to get currency, and then you use that currency to give yourself positive traits. I wouldn't overthink about some of these negative traits too much. The game is whatever you want to make it. Every survivor has their own strengths and weaknesses. Play your way, embrace your own unique traits and unique characters. There are some negative traits that I personally believe are better than the rest, such as smoker, slow healer, prone to illness, high thirst, things like that I feel like are more manageable than the other negative traits. But again, it's all up to you. It's your opinion. Play the way you want, but don't sleep on the negative traits. For people just starting in Zomboid, I highly recommend the burglar trait. It grants you early access to hot wiring. That allows you to basically get any vehicle that you want in the early game, which is especially useful when you have to worry about a bunch of other things. Again, this is totally optional. I know when I first started, I took this trait just because sometimes in the early game, it takes a while to find a pair of keys or a car that actually has gas, or even a car that actually works. So using this trait is a good way to just skip past all those worries and get a car basically right away. In the early stages, you'll often find yourself without weapon. Take the time to work on your unarmed combat skills. There are going to be times you don't have weapons and all you can rely on is pushing the zombies. I would try and get used to it. One of the first things you can do when you get into the game is tune into the Life and Living channel on TV. Do this as soon as you can. The show airs at certain scheduled times that you can find on the Project Zomboid wiki, and basically every channel will give you free skill upgrades, which are especially crucial because it's less time you have to grind for that skill. Real quick, if you want to get bandages early, just rip some clothing. It's that easy. You'll get ripped sheets, which you can use to bandage yourself. They're just as useful as bandages, but you can get them way earlier in the game. And I know that should be obvious, but for some reason, some people don't play the tutorial. Don't know why. It teaches you this and a bunch of other useful things. So I definitely recommend doing that if you didn't already. Another thing I try to look for early game is a watch. Not only does it help you keep track of time, but the alarm feature is pretty good for setting up a schedule and getting your character to wake up at a certain time. Now, if you're not running burglar and you're on the hunt for a car, you obviously won't have the hot wiring skill needed. What you can actually do is try searching buildings near the parked vehicle. So for example, there's a vehicle on a driveway. Go into that house the driveway is connected to. Search everything. There's a high chance you might find a key in there. There's been plenty of times where I can't find keys, can't find a vehicle, and then I just start looking in all the houses vehicles are parked at, and that greatly increases my chance of finding the keys. Here's a trick that I didn't know when I first started. If you hold down the shift key while on the loot screen, you can easily scroll through all the containers with ease. It's a small detail, but greatly improved my quality of life when I figured this out. For some reason, a lot of people don't know this, but if you keep a water bottle actually in your inventory, your character will sip on that as you walk. You don't need to open your menu and right click it and hit drink or anything like that. He'll just drink it as you go, which is one less thing to micromanage, so hey, good for me. When I first started, for some reason I didn't know that, and I would always just keep it in my bag and have to pull it out and drink it every time. Then I realized I could just do this. What am I doing? I'm not even sure anymore. Before I go, Last thing, make sure to personalize your experience when you play Zomboid. You don't need to play at the hardest settings. You don't need to play at the easiest settings. Play at whatever settings you like. It's a sandbox game for a reason. Tailor the experience to your preferences and just have fun. For me, at least, I know I used to have multi-hit on. I used to have loot rarity at normal. Now I don't. I have population on insanely rare loot. But again, it's all to whatever you want the game to be. And there you have it, folks. 10 more valuable tips to help you navigate the world of Project Zomboid. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, stay adaptable, stay resilient, and most importantly, stay alive out there. If you want to see more videos like this or just support the channel, subscribe, like, comment. I love the feedback. Peace out.